All right, so we have a driving on a suspended charge. We also have a plate violation. She's going to stand mute, wait formal reading,
Correct.
enter a not guilty plea, and then she's going to plead to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, and then they're going to dismiss the suspend, correct?
Correct.
And they're also going to dismiss, correct me if I'm wrong, the civil infraction of invalid plate, right?
Correct.
Is that what you want to do, ma'am?
Yes.
If you plead to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, the possible penalties are up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all those. However, that will not get reported to the Secretary of State. And if you plead to that, I'm dismissing the suspend charge. I'm also dismissing the invalid plate charge. Do you understand that? Would you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights? If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will not be a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that? To the charge, allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, how do you plead? On April 2nd of 26 at 2:34 p.m., were you in control of a 2013 Dodge that was being operated on Fortner 75 in Brownstown? If you allow somebody to drive that was unlicensed, then was that you? And are you on probation or parole? Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No.
Plea is accepted, suspends dismissed, as is the plate violation. Ready for sentence?
Yes.
Anything?
She does have a valid license, Judge. She's taking care of that. With regard to the vehicle, obviously, it was her ex-boyfriend's vehicle, so she didn't realize that the issue with the plate, that's all been corrected now, Judge, and she does have valid.
Your record doesn't look too good, though. Anything you'd like to say? Charge fines, 150 costs, 75 victim charge, $50 justice assessment, 375 or 90 days. Can she pay all that today?
No, Judge.
How much do you have today?
Yeah,
I'm on a fixed
How
income.
much do you have today? When can you pay this?
I get income on the 6th and 16th.
Just tell me when you can pay it.
I can make a payment on the 6th.
Of May.
Yes.
How much can you pay then?
I could pay 100.
100 by May this, we'll call it May the 7th. 100 more by May the 8th, by the May the 18th. Balance by June the 7th. Is that fair? Can you do all that?
Yes.
Okay, that's what we'll do. Will you print out a payment sheet for her, please, Heather?
Yes, Judge.
Call him, Jessica. You're all set. Just now, if you need more time, don't get nervous. Call the court. We'll go on Zoom, or you can walk in here on it before the due date. I'll be glad to give you an extension, okay? All right, wish you well. Good luck.
This woman walked into court facing a suspended license charge and plate violation, but what happened next shocked everyone. The judge offered her a deal that wiped out both charges if she admitted to allowing an unlicensed driver behind the wheel. Just when it seemed over, the judge called out her bad record, but instead of jail, he worked out a payment plan and even wished her luck. Was this fair justice or way too lenient? What do you think?
Johnny Thornsberry, 25W839-358.
Good luck. Good afternoon, Judge. I had to get this family out. Mr. Thornsberry.
You don't need a probation violation sheet. I'm gonna need a couple of them, I think.
That's fine, go for it.
I got it. I'm sorry. All right, your name, sir?
Johnny Luke Thornsberry.
All right, so we had that one violation, then she prepared a second violation. And how is he going to proceed on this next show cause dated April the 21st?
On the two new charges, Judge.
Correct.
Health included.
Is that what you want to do? If you plead guilty here, I want you to understand, since you've already got, it looks like 5 technical violations, that your probation could be revoked and you could be incarcerated on this charge for the maximum, which is up to 90 days. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And also your 7411 status could be revoked and the conviction entered. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. I already covered your rights with you today, but I'll do it again. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to a hearing. At a hearing, you have the right to question their witnesses, to bring in your own. To use the subpoena powers of the court to bring in those witnesses. If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and we're not going to have a hearing of any kind. Do you understand that?
Yes.
It's count one that you failed to refrain from consuming alcohol, testing positive for cocaine metabolite on a test of April the 8th of 26. How do you plead? I can't hear you.
Guilty.
Did you in fact consume cocaine, say within the 7 days before that?
Yeah, I was.
Count,
Yeah.
count two that you failed to refrain from violating a law being convicted of drug paraphernalia on April 14 of 26 with an offense date of March 4 of 26. How do you plead? Were you convicted of drug paraphernalia arising out of an offense date that occurred on March 4 of 26?
Yes.
This probation hearing went downhill fast. Johnny Thornsberry already had 5 probation violations, then admitted in court to using cocaine and getting convicted on a drug paraphernalia charge. The judge warned him he could lose his special probation status and spend up to 90 days in jail. One by one, he answered yes to every question and the courtroom got more tense each second. Would you revoke his probation?
Were you convicted on that case on April 14
Yes.
of 26?
Yes.
And that's after I placed you on probation on this case, true?
Yes.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No.
Please accept it. To those 2 counts, Ms. O'Donnell, your name. Anything you'd like to say?
Judge, just that I know the issue with Mr. Thornsberry is kind of a sensitive issue with regard to how the court's going to proceed on this. Judge, at first, he did have some issues going in, but since then, I think he's made some improvements and he's been able to come to a more stable period in his life, Judge. He is currently working at a company called Dayhot Solutions in Romulus, Judge. He's a high-low driver. He's been doing that for the last 2 months. He's making $17 an hour. He currently lives in Flat Rock. He's got his own apartment. He is in therapy at Team Wellness. He goes there once a week for group therapy, Judge. And he just about 4 weeks ago, he was prescribed Suboxone, and that's helped him deal with his urges, and has helped get him under control with regard to the issues with the controlled substances, Judge. He tells me that he's doing well on that. He sees a psychiatrist that prescribes him the Suboxone. He does also go to meetings. He goes to NA88 3 times a week. He's been doing that. Going to Mr. Thornberry since December to January of this year. He is able to pay half the balance that's owed on the probation, Judge, by next week. He's able to pay $100 today towards that balance. And if he does go to jail, Judge, I think this is going to set him back. He's going to lose his job, and I think he's just going to go back to square one. It is kind of a touchy situation with Mr. Thornsberry.
Anything you'd like to say?
I want to apologize to the court. I know I've done wrong, but if you give me a second chance, I'll make better decisions and better choices.
Giving you a second chance. If I hadn't been told that you tested positive for cocaine again. Yesterday. Hang on. Let me finish. You were positive April 8th. You got a criminal conviction involving drugs, drug paraphernalia. What can I do? Second chance, you've had 7 or 8 or 9 extra chances. Has he been in intensive outpatient yet?
He had an intake for it yet. I don't believe he started it yet. He is compliant with treatment since he's been in just one-on-one treatment, and he has been prescribed Suboxone since the beginning. I mean, I'm obviously concerned, and you are as well. Again, especially too, he's only 2 clean tests since he last saw you. He tested clean on April 1st, and then he tested clean on April 14th. Those are the only 2 clean tests I've had since the last time he saw you. Obviously, I'm concerned as well as everyone else regarding his use. He's always been honest about it. He's always come to me and told me I can't fault him for that. He's always honest. But again, I don't know what else we can do for him at this point.
I'm almost ready to revoke probation. That's how close I am. You can't keep using. You can't keep using.
Yep. Would the court be willing to maybe take this issue under advisement, considering he just started Suboxone, and since then, he's reported positive results at least?
He just tested positive.
And he
Well, he started the Suboxone 4 weeks ago.
Yes, but he tested positive on April 8th, and he was already on Suboxone then too.
And he tested positive yesterday.
This courtroom exchange got intense fast. Johnny Thornsberry's lawyer begged the judge for one more chance, explaining he finally had a job, his own apartment, therapy, NA meetings, and treatment with Suboxone. But the judge wasn't buying it after multiple probation violations and yet another positive cocaine test. At one point, the judge admitted he was almost ready to revoke probation completely. Do you think recovery deserves more chances, or was the judge right to lose patience?
Now, that hasn't been confirmed as part of my
He
understanding.
didn't have the money to pay for the lab and he was on the admit, so.
And he also does report being drug tested when he does go to the psychiatrist's office as well, Judge, to get that prescription for the Suboxone. He does say that they also test him, and if he comes up dirty, they won't prescribe Suboxone to him.
Conscience. Do anything but revoke his probation, revoke his 7411 status, and enter the conviction. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to sentence him on the charge, and I'll listen to whatever else you want to say. So I'm revoking that status, the conviction's entered, and now I'm going to sentence him without 7411 status, and I will go ahead and do that now, if you're ready to proceed.
I have nothing further. I don't know if Mr. Thornsberry has anything else.
There's nothing I can say, you know.
Ain't anything on this yet, Heather?
The says he has a balance of 880 still.
No, I even told you, I set you up 75 weekly beginning February 13th, and I told you if you didn't have the money to come talk to me. And you didn't come and talk to me, and you just kind of blew it off. And you haven't made a single payment. And I do that with everybody, and I just don't understand why someone would just blow that off. I mean, it's just hard for me to get. Did he do any of his court work program yet?
He is not.
Didn't let Jessica know that I didn't have the money.
You can't just tell her. I didn't tell you just if you don't have the money, tell the probation officer. Didn't I tell you to come and talk to me? Well, then why'd you tell her? Why don't you tell the guy who sits in right field at the Tiger games? I don't know what to tell you. It's just another example of you being aloof about court orders, but it has nothing to do with you not being able to pay the money. 12 months probation, you cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. You cannot violate any law or ordinance. To change your address, your place of employment, or home telephone number, you must notify probation. You have to report as directed. No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs. No kratom, no poppy seeds and CBD oils. If you consume food or other items containing those substances, it will be deemed a violation. You're to submit to chemical testing, PBTs and ATGs weekly for 4 months, then bi-weekly if you're clean for the duration of probation. 15 days jail, credit 1, serve 14, 3 on the court work program, 11 days now, attend NA 3 times a week until an intensive outpatient treatment. So basically, I'm going to assess fines. I'm going to let you pay fines of 100, cost 150, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment, 375, screening fees 60 for 435, probation fees are 240. For 675, court work program fees are 105 for a total of 780. You're to pay 50 weekly starting May the 18th. You may be eligible for early discharge from probation if you're compliant going forward after 6 months. You have 21 days to appeal, 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer for purposes of appeal. This could have been a lot worse. So you have to do 3 days court work. You're in custody for the next 11, $50 a week starting May the 8th. That's where we'll go with this. You just gotta pay more attention. Good luck. Have a seat over there. Thank you.
This judge finally hit his breaking point. After multiple probation violations, failed drug tests, missed payments, and ignored court orders, Johnny Thornsberry lost his special probation status right in court. The judge called him out for blowing off every chance he'd been given, but shockingly, he still avoided the worst possible outcome. Instead of fully revoking probation, the judge ordered jail time, strict drug testing, weekly payments, and court work program. One mistake away from disaster, and the judge made that very clear.
Gannon. James Dean Gannon Jr., 26B150416A, B and C.
Good morning, the man get it turned out.
James Dean being Jr.
All right, so he's already kind of rained on this. He's gonna plead to attempted larceny.
Correct.
Why is he pleading no contest? Don't tell me possibility of civil litigation.
There is civil litigation, actually. What the,
Listen, by its very nature, larceny, the victim is entitled to restitution. I'm not taking these. I'm not gonna take a no contest plea. If there's a lack of memory, that's one thing, but I'm not taking a no contest plea to theft offenses. The victim's entitled to restitution. There's no reason for a no contest plea other than the fact that somebody doesn't want to stand there and admit that they were a thief. So I won't do that. If you want to do a guilty plea to possession of a controlled substance under 7411, and you want to have him plead to attempted larceny, guilty plea on count 2, I will then take and dismiss the larceny on count 2, that is the original charge, and the trespass on count 1. If not, we'll set it for trial, or you can figure out something else with him.
what we do.
Is that what you want to do, sir? Wait a minute. Slow down. Hang on.
Yes.
You don't think I'm going to sit here and watch you talk back and forth between the court
No, sir.
and who is this?
That's
That's my father.
If you want to go talk to your dad and whoever this is, feel free. But I'm not going to stand here and ask you questions, sit here and ask you questions, have you turn around every time and ask your father what you should do.
Yes, Your Honor. I apologize.
Just my apologies. Can we skip this over? Can we go over the plea with him at length in my office before we had it written up? If there's any doubt, I'd like to have him make the call on it. Can we take care of Mr. Provor's, please?
I'm going to adjourn the pretrial. It's getting late. I'll adjourn the pretrial one last time. We're going to make it May the 6th, is it, Heather?
Yes, Judge,
At
10:15.
10:15. And you can think about it. You can talk to your dad about it. But I'm just telling you, there's not going to be any no contest plea on a theft offense, okay? That's just not, unless there's a lack of memory. And I'll be glad to reschedule those, and I'll be glad to go along with this if there's guilty pleas. I don't really stick my nose in what prosecutors do or don't do, but I'm not going to, I'm not taking a no contest plea. So I'll give you May the 6th, 10:15, go down the hall, get your notice. You can talk, you can think about it. You can come back, talk to the lawyer about it, and we can go from there. Fair enough?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck.
This courtroom moment got awkward fast. Gannon James Dean Jr. tried taking a no contest plea on a theft case, but the judge immediately shut it down. The judge bluntly said, "I'm not taking a no contest plea just because someone doesn't want to admit they were a thief." Then things got even more tense when the defendant kept turning around to ask his dad what to do mid-hearing. The judge finally stopped everything, postponed the case, and told him to come back after he figured it out. Was the judge too harsh, or completely right?